Hello and welcome to my channel and welcome to another Game of Thrones reaction. This is season 6 episode 3, Oathbreaker. One thing I realised when I looked back over the other 2 episodes that I've uploaded yesterday is that I'm very ill-equipped to review these episodes. And another thing I realised was that the storylines, they move incredibly slowly. I think that's part of the realism that George R.R. Martin has written into the series, that most of the major events start off with lots and lots of inconsequential and unconnected small details, building up and building up until sort of we get a snowball effect, getting bigger and bigger until it's, you know, a series defining moment. And it all makes perfect sense and makes for a very entertaining and enjoyable series at the end. But when you start looking at episode by episode, scene by scene, not much happens. It seems to move incredibly slowly. Anyway, let's get on with the episode at hand. Oathbreaker, to me, it meant a lot of things. There was no way you could really predict what this episode was going to be about, because there's oaths and tradition and things like that are a fundamental part of this world. Brienne's sword is called Oathkeeper. I think one of Jaime's nicknames, as well as being the Kingslayer, is the Oathbreaker. We've seen what happens when people break their oaths for Castle Black. They get beheaded. So it could mean quite a lot of things. In the last episode, it left off with Jon Snow being resurrected. And to be quite honest, in the gap between episodes 2 and 3, when I watched it, I was wondering what was going to become of Jon Snow now. Magic has brought him back, but in the past and in other literary works, bringing people back from the dead has always been something of a mistake. I mean, isn't that how the White Walkers were created in the first place? Isn't that how they recruit? By bringing people back from the dead? Anyway, we come into this episode right where we left off, and I think Melisandre was just as shocked. Oh, wait. Is he going to be akin to a White Walker now, or a ghost? Isn't so sure, is he? She's like, holy shit, it worked.
After they stabbed you, after you died, where did you go? What did you see?
Nothing.
Nothing. There was nothing at all.
They think you're some kind of god. A man who returned from the dead.
I'm not a god. I know that.
I saw your pecker. What kind of god would have a pecker that small?
Your eyes are still brown. Is that still you in there?
I think so.
Bran continued his training with the three-eyed raven, and in his visions of the past he finds out that, well, I've seen the videos that have been made that are on the DVDs and the Blu-rays of the history of Westeros, going in about Robert's rebellion and everything. And in these few scenes we find out that the past isn't quite what we've been told. And Bran finds to his horror that his dad has lied about some major key events in his past. Is he back in the past again? Yes, he is.
That's my father.
He actually does look a little bit like Sean Bean.
Beside him is Howland Reed, Mira's father.
He's better than my father.
Far better.
So how did he win?
My father beat him.
Did he?
No, he did. Heard the story 1,000 times. He stabbed him in the back. What's in the tower?
That's enough for one day. We'll visit again.
He's learning the history of...
Time to go.
Was it Rhaegar that kidnapped Lyanna? Minions have always been a vital part in the Game of Thrones universe. Varys' little birds. Now, that other guy, Qyburn, he now seems to possess the birds at the orders of Cersei. And she's putting those little birds everywhere. We find out that they're just kids. Never would have expected that. I really didn't.
He called us his little birds. Gave us
Oh, they're
sweets.
his little birds.
The city. I want little birds in Dawn, in Highgarden, in the north. If someone is planning on making our losses their gains, I want to hear it. If someone is laughing at the queen who walked naked through the streets covered in shit, I want to hear. I want to know who they are. I want to know where they are.
Still, the next scene I want to show you is an Arya scene, because I've been missing out Arya scenes in the last 2 episodes because they've been rather simple. But in this we get Arya in the last part of her training as the blind girl in her quest to be no one, and I think this was one of the most intense Arya waif scenes that we've seen so far, either in this season or in the last season.
Who are you?
No one.
Who were you before you came here?
Arya Stark. Tell me about Arya Stark's family. Her father was Eddard Stark. Her mother was Catelyn Stark. She had one sister, Sansa, and 4 brothers.
3 brothers.
3 brothers. Robb, Bran, Rickon. And a half-brother, Jon.
And where are they now?
They may be dead for all the girl knows.
Who else was on Arya Stark's funny little list?
Cersei Lannister. Gregor Clegane. Walder Frey.
That's a short list. That can't be everyone you want to kill. Are you sure you're not forgetting someone?
If a girl is truly no one, she has nothing to fear.
Hooray! She can see again. And then we've got this next scene. Nothing really happens in this scene. It's just a conversation, really. A little bit of gore, but it's the implication behind it because of who it is and who the other man is. It's a Ramsay Bolton scene again. Probably the most dreaded one so far.
I've got a gift for you.
A girl, I hope. I prefer redheads.
A girl? Aye.
Oh,
Wild
no.
one.
Oh no.
I like
There must be Rickon under there as well then.
And a boy. Nice and young. The way Karstart likes them.
Bastard.
Welcome home, Lord Stark.
And finally, the last scene that I'm going to show you, the last scene of the episode. It's a heartbreaking episode, a heartbreaking scene in some ways, but Jon Snow had to do what he had to do. His hands were rather tied, so to speak. He was left with no choice. And like his father before him, he's an honourable man, but he does what needs to be done.
If you have any last words, now is the time.
You shouldn't be alive. It's not right.
Noted.
Neither was killing me.
My mother's still living in White Harbour. Could you write it? Tell her I died fighting the wildlings.
No.
I had a choice, Lord Commander. Betray you, or betray the Night's Watch. You brought an army of wildlings into our lands. An army of murderers and raiders. If I had to do it all over, knowing where I'd end up, I pray I'd make the right choice again.
I'm sure you would, Sir Alistair.
I fought. I lost. Now I rest. But you, Lord Snow, you'll be fighting their battles forever.
Ernie, whatever you want. You have Castle Black. My watch is ended.
Yep, it has. Yes, Jon Snow's watch has indeed ended. What he's going to do now, anyone's guess. But hopefully reunite his forces and go take back Winterfell. But there's a lot of episodes still to come and a lot of adventures still yet to be seen. Another thing, you'll notice the complete lack of emotion when those men got hung. To be quite honest, they were executed. They weren't murdered. If they were murdered, if Jon Snow had gone on a revenge campaign and slaughtered them, then I might have felt something. But they were executed for their crime, and their crime was a terrible one. So, yeah, no emotion on that one. They got what they deserved. Even Ollie. I was so upset at the time when I saw when Ollie was one of the co-conspirators, and Jon Snow just took that boy in, and that was the thanks he got. So, yes, I didn't feel very much of anything during that scene because they got what they deserved. But it does turn out that who was the Oathbreaker in that story? Was it Jon Snow for leaving the Night's Watch? But he hasn't. He served the Night's Watch until he died. It's not his fault he was brought back. Were the Oathbreakers the co-conspirators that were hung because they went against their Lord Commander? It's the only ones I can think of. Unless it was maybe Tommen and the High Sparrow, because I never covered that. I got something slightly wrong in the last 2 episodes. I said that Tommen had become influenced by the High Sparrow, and that hasn't happened yet, but it started in this episode. The High Sparrow has seeded doubt into Tommen's mind that maybe Cersei is guilty of something, and that maybe Marjorie and Loris are in fact guilty of some religious crime. I think it's absolute bullshit. I think the High Sparrow is just after power, and he's using religion, as men like that often do. He's using religion just to get what he wants and exert some sort of petty revenge on the people he perceives as threats. Okay, that's enough filler. That's enough padding around the reaction. I will get on with episode 4 now. Thank you for watching this, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.